Okay, moving right along, I also got, let's see how this is, Romani Tarot. As you can see, this is a used deck. You can't get these any longer. So let's see what kind of condition it's in. Now, I had bought this deck before through eBay, and I got sent a, this is where they had the cards, okay. I had gotten sent a deck that was from China. It was so badly printed, I threw it away. So we'll try this again. This is that Romani deck. Now it's nice they have it all. They had these all put in this. And I actually got a pretty good price on the deck, because these are upwards of over $100 for these decks when you can find it now. It's got the Romani. Yeah. Now this is the real deck. Okay. This is the real deck. Yeah, different for the magician, huh? These are beautifully colored cards as well. The real Romani deck. Wow. Really lovely. So we'll just flip through all of these really quickly. Some of these are easy to correlate with the tarot. Some of them, it's going to take a little bit to look at it and, yeah, get which it is. Like the Hangman, we got the Rabbit. Oh, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Death, and then we Temperance. The Devil. Overturning their food. Yeah. 16, I think this would be the Tower. Yeah, will be the Tower. A Star. Now, if you look at it first, you might think it might be Temperance, but I think this is the Star. Moon. Sun. I have to see which one that is. Oh, is that Judgment? And then we have the Universe, the Wheel, the Universe. Yeah. Pentacles. I'm really interested to use this deck as well. Great images. Knight of Bowlers, which means wheels. Now we come up to the Ace of Cups, Chorus. Ace of Chorus. Very cute. A lot of children in this deck. Which is nice too. I like this, and this is well done. Four of Chorus. You know, just that look on their faces of just difficulties, despair, you know, with what you're dealing with. Very cute. Now this has a different feel to it. It's kind of like leaving your troubles behind, leaving those emotions, you know. That's an interesting feeling on that one. You know, it's interesting with different decks, the feelings that you get from it, the way you might interpret and read it. She's looking quite serious, isn't she? Next we have the Ace of Coaches, the staffs. It's kind of like the horsewhip. And last we come to the Ace of Chiefs, Knives. Oh, there's our starting one. The Fool got put way in the back of this deck. And last but not least, the King. Now let's take a look at the book and see what we have here. It talks about gypsies and tarot. It's got an introduction, a little bit about the deck, So it doesn't have the brightly colored pictures like that other deck had, but it does have an explanation. Zero, colo, traditional meaning the fool. There's a choice to be made, one of vital importance to the querent. Care must be used in making the choice. All powers are being brought to bear. Reverse, the querent is not taking the choice seriously and is unaware of the gravity of the situation. And then he's got his own interpretation of it. So it's got kind of the typical traditional meanings, and then he's got kind of his take on what he feels that it means to him, what he gets out of this. It says the lurcher dog might be his or it might not. There's the possibility that it's a stray or a wild dog that's drawn to him, or that he's adopted along the way. Is it threatening or is it being friendly? So it's going through each element of the card and kind of his take on it and something for you to think about. So it goes through, let's see if there's something else. It's got some spreads in the back. It's got about doing readings. It's the Celtic spread. It's got one that's called the Bucklands 7-star. The Lucky 13. The Sevens. The Star, the Council. So it's got a number, the Fan. It's got a lot of different reads here. And then it's got hints how to take care of your cards. And it's got some Romani words in the back. So now it's interesting. Panch, which is 5, is the same name in Hindi. Panch is 5. They have a lot of Romani words that are the same as Sanskrit. I was just looking to see if they have any other ones here that are the same. No, I'm not seeing other ones offhand really quickly. Oh, Rati, blood, is sort of the same for like red, the color red. Yeah. So interesting. I'm glad they've got the English and Romani words here in the back as well. And then it's got a thing on color symbolism, which is one way that I pick up on some of the card meanings based on color. With the regular tarot, now I obviously haven't done anything with this deck, but we'll have to see what I see on that level. But anyway, here is the Romani. It says the only complete gypsy tarot. Buckland Romani Tarot, Gypsy Book of Wisdom. So if you're interested in this deck, you have to look on eBay or Amazon, the used bookstores. Now, when you look at there, make sure that they're giving you the book and the cards. Sometimes it's a bit confusing. So I've seen some on eBay, and it looked like it was just the book and not the cards, or sometimes you just get the cards and not the book. So make sure you look at that closely. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I forget what I paid. it wasn't cheap, but it was a really good deal compared to other places that I've been seeing this deck. You know, sometimes if it's a deck you want, it's out of print, you just have to bite the bullet. Let me see if I can find, I'll look up and see what I actually paid for this. But you do have to search around, you know, if you're looking for an out-of-print deck. And if you look long enough, you can find it at a decent price. Let me see if I can see. Oh yeah, no, this was expensive. This was really expensive. Yeah, $300 for this deck. $300 for this deck. And that was a good price. Mostly they're over $450 is what I'm seeing. So $300, even though it's really expensive, you have to really want that deck. But $300, believe it or not, is a good price for this deck. So you want to make sure you get the ones that are like this. And if you find it cheap on eBay, no, 9 out of 10 you're going to get this thing from China. And the one I had got was unusable. It was, you know, the printing was totally off. The cards were really flimsy. You know, sometimes you think, well, I can get kind of a knockoff and it'll be okay. But in this case, yeah, no, not usable. So anyway, you know, once in a while, bite the bullet and do something crazy and extreme, which I did in this, this time. $300 for this deck. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here, but you've got to really, like I said, shop around if you're looking for an out-of-print deck, because they can be quite expensive. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here and get back to see what questions have come in and do a quick ruffle shuffle on this and see, ask the cards how they're going to work for me. Hopefully good. Now, the one I got from the Shadowland said it was going to do a great job for me, and I believe that because really do like that deck. And you know, when you're doing tarot, you have to have a deck that you have affinity with. Now, I've gotten so many decks. I have hundreds of decks in there, and a bunch of them I don't use, you know, and you know, you're always looking for that one deck that you really, really gravitate to. And keep hoping that you'll find one, a single one, and that will be it. So far, I haven't found that. But I do have to say, I do keep coming back to the regular, because they're just so descriptive and easy to read. Now, once in a while, I do the other, this Byzantine deck. I do love that one as well. The images on that are great. I'm going to love the Shadowland. That's a great deck. And, you know, some of the older decks I have like this, some of those, I do like the cards, the cardstock in those older decks too. But I'm going to see how it goes with this Gypsy. Now, I'm really hoping this works well for me. With that amount of money, a layout for this puppy. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you online.